If leadership is in you, why do you still feel invisible at home? And the thing about real leaders, they don't have to demand submission. They earn trust. And maybe right now, you're trying to lead your family the best way possible. And all you feel like you're being met with is resistance, silence, and another argument. Look, I get it. You laying down the law. You fixing the problems. You making the decisions. You telling everybody what they should be doing. But it's like the more control you take, the more distance your wife becomes. And it's like the harder you push, the more she pull away. And the truth is, you just doing what you think you're supposed to be doing. But for some reason, it ain't working. I want to bring your attention to one of the most overlooked, underestimated traits in the leadership of the greatest man to ever walk this earth. And I'm talking about Jesus Christ. And that trait is serving. I know. Hear me out. Jesus wasn't leading by demanding anything. It was by descending. And I believe, and I'm willing to bet on this, that if you digest this one trait, it's going to shift the friction in your marriage. It's going to restore the connection between you and your wife. And I guarantee you, the peace is going to come back into your home. So if that sounds good, let's get into it. So most husbands I talk to, they're just doing what they believe leadership looks like. You know, they're trying to protect, they're trying to provide, they're trying to make the decisions, call all the shots. That's all well and good. But somewhere along the line, they stop listening. They stop leaning in, they stop serving. And without realizing it, began leading like the world teaches, instead of leading how Jesus shows us. For instance, before Jesus went to the cross, you know, he was cool and chilling with the disciples, you know, the same 12 that he had been leading for a good little while. And during this time, he did something that nobody was expecting. Nobody. Even the ones that was close to him, they weren't expecting this. He got a towel, he knelt down, and he washed each one of their feet. Even the one that betrayed him, the one that he knew was going to betray him. He washed all of their feet. Wait. So the king knelt, the master served, and then when he got finished, he told them, if I, your Lord, your master, your teacher, has done this, you should do the same. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because Jesus is our example. And he didn't lead by demanding their loyalty. He didn't lead by trying to be Mr. Macho. But instead, he led with showing love and serving. See, Pete Gang, he didn't lead from the top. He led from the lowest place. The lowest place. Because think, back then, washing the feet of the people in the house, that was considered the servant's job, the lowest people on the totem pole. So Jesus was there with it. Because real leadership, real value, it doesn't come from control. It comes from contribution to others. So check this out. I knew this guy, you know, he was a husband, a father of two, and the way he operated, he thought leadership was all about control. So, you know, he worked long hours. He made the decisions. He basically tried to keep everything in order at his home. And so this guy, he figured that if he could just stay ahead of the problems and just keep everything disciplined, that everything is straight. It'll all be all right. Or in other words, he thought everything would work out. But the crazy part about it was, although he felt in control and he was doing what he was doing, him and his wife's connection started drifting apart. His wife wasn't feeling safe. She started breaking down. She didn't feel emotionally secure. She didn't feel like she had a partner. Instead, it just felt like she just had a manager. And they argue all the time, constant arguing. He thought that she was ungrateful, resulting in him feeling unappreciated. She thought he didn't care, resulting in her feeling alone. And the harder that he pushed to lead and try to control things, the colder things got. You know, I was just trying to be the husband that I thought I was supposed to be. You know, I thought I was supposed to be strong and structured and always in control. But what I didn't realize was that I wasn't leading from love. I was leading from something else. I was leading from pride, pressure, and fear. And you watching this, you probably can relate. You probably can relate to what I'm talking about right now. I was leading from pride because I didn't want to admit that I didn't know what I was doing. And I felt like admitting that was going to make me look weak. Instead of asking my wife for help, or asking my wife how she felt, or asking my wife what she needed, I just acted like I had it all under control. And the gap between us just kept getting wider and wider. I was leading from pressure because I felt the weight of being a husband and a man, a dad, that weight from providing, protecting, being a parent. So I just turned into a machine, work-oriented, emotionally unavailable for nobody in the house. And instead of connecting with my children or connecting with the woman that I love, I was just trying to survive the next problem, man. And I was leading from fear because if I let my guard down, I would lose the respect from my wife. I felt she wouldn't respect me no more. And worse, I felt that I would lose my family if I didn't have everything in my hand. If I didn't run a tight ship, I felt like I would lose everything. So that's why I tried to control it all. And the ironic part about it is by trying to control it all and have it all in my hand, I almost lost everything that mattered. But it wasn't until I actually learned how to serve and add value to my family that things started to change. Because what I found out is that real love, God's love, it doesn't dominate or control. See, love is patience. So I stopped trying to rush her to match my pace, and I slowed down to understand her pace. Love is kind, and I do my best to stop using sharp words that tear her down and instead use words to build her up. And notice I said I do my best because I'm not perfect in this. And don't be afraid either, because you won't be perfect. I'll be completely honest with you. You are going to mess up. That's in marriage, that's in life, that's in your walk with Christ. Yes, you're a Christian and you will slip. You're a husband and you will slip. You're a man and you will slip. It's going to happen. But just because you slip or fail one time, that doesn't define you. That doesn't make you a failure. Get up and keep going. You get up, continue to be a husband, love. Get up, continue to be the man. Get up and continue on to walk with God. That's what we do. Love doesn't boast and it ain't proud. So I laid down my need and desire to be right about everything. And instead what I did is picked up trying to understand her perspective and how she sees and understands things. Love doesn't dishonor others and is not self-seeking. So I stopped trying to keep score of what she's doing versus me. And instead, I just started to serve without needing credit for it. Love always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it perseveres. And when I learned this, I realized the type of man that I needed to become. It wasn't a stronger version of me, but it was a surrendered version to Jesus. Hey, you might have to play that one back. Listen, bro, I'm trying to tell you, when I embraced this kind of love, like I actually started serving, didn't have an agenda behind it, trying to get something that I wanted, things started changing. Peace started coming into the home. The arguments, they stopped being so harmful and hurtful. Like we was able to have a conversation about what we argued about and get over it and continue to go. It was completely different. It was so different. And the question in your mind is probably, okay, well, how do I do this? How do I lead like Jesus? How do I serve my wife without being weak? How do I lead my home without becoming controlling? I got you. Here's the shift I made to transform my marriage and begin leading from the bottom up. Number one, know where you're needed most. Jesus didn't wander around aimlessly. Like he went to places that actually needed him to meet their needs. That makes sense, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Real leadership starts by asking, where am I most needed? Not, where should I be the most impressive? And when you think this way and ask these questions, this is where you begin to add value to your family. So with step one, I got a challenge for you. I got to issue a challenge. Because if we're going to get better, if we're becoming better husbands, we're going to start doing what better husbands do. So this is the challenge or the action step I want you to take for step one. Ask your wife this question today. It can be as soon as you get off this video, whenever. Ask your wife this question. What do you need help with today, baby? That simple. Or what can I do to make your day easier? You know how you talk. Any variation of helping her, put it in question form and you go with it. Number two, listen without fixing. Look, I ain't even gonna lie. This might be a little challenging to do because let's be real. As a husband, a father, like you want your family to be good. You want everybody to be straight. You don't want nobody hurting. You don't want nobody stressed out. None of that. But sometimes all your kids and your wife need is an ear. They just need an ear to hear them out, to hear what they have to say. But something to think about. She may not be resisting your leadership, but she may be reacting to the way you listen. Think about it. If somebody wasn't listening to you, would you want to continue to go to that person for things that you need? Probably not. All right, so the action step for number two, the next time that your wife opens up or she comes to you, and you can do your kids as well, but I want to focus on the wife right now. When she comes and talk to you and she opens up and you don't know whether she needs your advice or she just wants you to listen, I want you to ask this. Do you want my advice or do you want me to listen right now? That simple. And forgive me, I don't mean to make it seem so easy or like it's nothing. But sometimes it's just that simple. Like, and what this is it's gonna work on breaking that pride up. Because sometimes we tend to be prideful. So there's multiple reasons for taking the action steps. But the best way to take action, I feel, is to keep things simple. So just ask that simple question. If you don't know, just ask her. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna let you know, like, well, you can just listen, or what do you think? And then you'll get your answer and you move from there. And so if she needs your advice, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. But if she needs you to listen, I need you to lock in like you got money on the line. Make sure you understand her feelings when she's talking to you and acknowledge those feelings. Number three, serve without needing credit. A leader don't serve because of praise. A leader serves because that's who he is. Jesus washed feet with no thank yous, no applause. So, bro, let's be real. You can do the dishes without needing a pat on the back. And so the action step for number three, something easy too. Just pick one thing to serve that you can serve with, one service that you can do today. That can be laundry, it can be the dishes, it can be the bedtime routine with the kids, anything. And I want you to do it without trying to get cool points, and just do it for the peace. Do it because your home will be peaceful. You ain't got to worry about your wife walking around and hearing, Number four, in my opinion, number four is a really, really strong one. It's one that you have to be really conscious about. And that is speak words to build her, not to direct her. Listen, your leadership is also in your language. If all your wife is hearing critique, you shouldn't do this. Don't do it like that. Why you gotta go and... She probably gonna stop listening to you. And let's keep it a buck. If all you hearing is critique and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, you gonna stop listening too. But to clear all of that up, if she starts to hear love come from you, she'll probably start leaning in more. And that's the thing. You being a leader is gonna start with you. So when you start that change, you initiate the change like you're supposed to, like a man does, she's gonna follow suit. So when she start hearing more love, you're gonna start hearing more love. When she receive more love, you're gonna start receiving more love because you're the leader. So the action step for number 4 is to say something that affirms who she is or what she's done. For example, tell her how great of a mother she is or how great of a wife she is. If you seen her struggling with something and she actually worked it out and got it handled, tell her and let her know, like, hey, baby, I love how you handled that. Let her know, acknowledge her effort. And by doing that, she gonna start to pick up on that love. She gonna start feeling that leadership. And now looking at you like, who is this man? You feel me? Number 5, you be humble first. Who toes I done stepped on? You the husband, you the father, you the leader, set the tone in his home. Not by controlling and being dominant over it, but by being the first one to lower your pride. Woo, boy, hey, let him cook. But in all seriousness, it's tough, man. It's not, being a husband, being a father, it ain't for the weak. I'm telling you, it's not for the weak. Like, being in those roles, it's a lot comes with it. But I'm just here to help you understand that you can do it. And I just want to pull that out of you. Because I know you're a good husband. I know you're a good father. And I know it's in you. You know it's in you. We just got to get it out of there. And the action step for this one, for number 5, if you wrong, say it. Hey, look, I messed up earlier. I was tripping. I see that now. And I apologize. I'm sorry. This one move, boy, it'll shift your whole marriage. I'm trying to tell you now. If this video hit you in the chest, it's time to take action, my boy. Listen, you ain't gotta have everything figured out overnight. You don't. And you won't. Understand, this is a journey. So let's just focus on taking the next step. Drop a comment below and let me know what's the one thing that you're choosing to do differently this week. And if you feel like this was a good message, man, share it to another husband that you think might need to hear it. Because over here at the Grove Coaching Experience, we're building a brotherhood. And to help you go a little further, I created a free guide called 3 Ways to Handle Arguments, a manual for the married man. And this guide is going to show you how to shift from moments of explosion to moments of connection. And also, I've written 3 ebooks that's going to walk with you step by step on your journey. And you can get all those in the description. I got the links to the free guide and the ebooks in the description. If you're serious about growing as a husband, subscribe. I'm Darryl McGee. This is the Grove Coaching Experience. And remember, a stronger family starts with a stronger you.